Hello everyone, my name is Beverly Moore and I am here to talk to you about endurance. You see, I believe that endurance, whether it is a physical challenge or an obstacle of everyday life, can be 80% mental, and everyone possesses the power to overcome these obstacles. You just have to take time to focus and put your mind to it. I personally am an endurance athlete, so I can talk to you a lot about the physical aspect of being an endurance athlete. Now, endurance events could be anything that lasts anywhere over 4 hours. So some of the events that I've done are 4 hours to 36 hours. And they could be very awkward, carrying heavy things in the dark. So really awkward, hard, heavy things that last a really long time. Now, mental endurance, mental toughness is actually defined as a measure of individual resilience and confidence that may predict success in sports, education, or in the workplace. So how can we relate physical endurance and physical toughness to mental endurance and mental toughness? And life itself, I believe, is an endurance event. So if you think about life and all of the things and the obstacles that we have in our way every single day, we have bills to pay, houses to fix, kids, maybe screaming babies, things like that. You might have an annoying coworker or a long commute to work every day, car repairs. There are things every single day that could be considered to be an obstacle in our way or part of that life's endurance event. And I fully believe that doing and participating in these physical endurance events will mentally help us get through life's endurance events. Now, how is that? There are ways that you can train for these physical and mental events in your life. So, per the book, things that you could do to train would be write things down. Write down your goals. Put them on the refrigerator. Put them on the bathroom mirror. Whatever works for you. Visualization. You see yourself completing said task, whatever it is. It could be that endurance event. It could be getting all of your bills paid on time. Whatever it is, visualize it. Manage stress. Get plenty of sleep. Learn the power of positive self-talk. Now that's an important one. We'll get to that a little bit later as well. You could take cold showers. Now personally, I don't like cold showers, but that could be something that you could do if you wanted to help you be mentally tough. Meditate. Meditation is important because it gives you that time to sit and relax and just think and breathe and really think of solutions to your problems. Then maybe you can write them down. So that's per the book. Now, mantras, power of self-talk, that's another big one. So there are things that in my endurance community that we say, and that I say personally, that can help me get through things. A mantra. So create a mantra for yourself. You don't have to adopt one of mine, but feel free to if it strikes a chord with you. It could always be worse. It could always be worse. Sometimes things are bad for me, but you look around and other people have it way worse. That's another thing you have to think about, how that relates to life. If it doesn't scare you, it won't change you. If it were easy, everybody would be doing it. Find a way. There might be a bad word in there somewhere that begins with an F. And don't quit. Again, insert an F word. Don't quit. This will end soon. So whatever it is that sucks, It's going to be over soon. You just have to be able to get through it. When asked, how are you doing? You automatically answer, so good, or muy bien, or better than before. Those are things that, again, in that endurance community that we've just adopted. And again, that just promotes positive self-talk. I don't have to, I get to. Now, I have to say, that's probably one of my very favorites, because if you really think about that, nobody's forcing you to do anything. And if you turn things around so that you don't have to, you're not being forced to do anything, wow, I get to do this. Think about all the people that wish they were out here doing this. People who are home, maybe suffering, can't walk, maybe don't have legs or don't have arms or whatever reason is. They're sick, they have cancer. Sometimes I do these things and I think really hard about those people who wish they were in my shoes suffering. So those are the things that kind of get me through, and some of the other people that I know. Now, that positive self-talk is important, so keep that in mind. But physically, how do you train? Well, you have to put in the work. So myself and some of my other fellow athletes who I polled said they do things like ruck. Now, rucking is just hiking with a backpack with weight. Could be like 20 to 50 pounds, and you just go for a long walk, run, hike, whatever. But you just do that for a really long time. Or you could run. Another thing is called a burpee mile. So you do a burpee. If you don't know what that is, it's where you fall flat on the belly flop on the ground and you jump up, and then you can bunny hop forward, and then you do it again. And you bunny hop forward until you get 1 mile. Bear crawl mile. So you're just down, kind of like Spider-Man crawling on the ground, or bear crawling on the ground for 1 whole mile. Sandbag drag. Again, you set a time or a distance for that sandbag drag for 1 mile maybe. Whatever it is, it's gonna suck really bad. But the thing is you've already set your mind to completing that mile. And if I don't complete what I set out in my mind to do, then I'm gonna feel like a failure. So I'm gonna do it, come hell or high water. So whatever it is, do awkward things. So whatever it is that the event that you're going to do, if you know some things you're going to be doing, like sometimes we might have to hold heavy things over our head for a really long time. So that might be something we do for a really long time. And I mean like 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 pounds. We might have to walk with it and crawl with it. So you could commit to read, you could visualize. Those are all things, again, that even in the book say you should do those things. Commit, visualize. Those are things that are going to help you physically get through. Now how does that relate to life's problems? So my fellow endurance athletes that I polled, some of the things that they've seen improve in their life, number 1, self-confidence. They have the power to maybe stand up in front of an audience and speak. That was actually one of the comments, that they are no longer afraid to stand in front of people and give a speech, which is what I'm doing today. Another person said that they view obstacles such as like when a tree fell on their property from a storm, instead of woe is me, I've got to clean this up, they use that as a training opportunity. So they cut the tree up, go stack the tree. Cut the tree up and go stack the tree. So they're using that and building strength from that. Another one is it's okay to fail. If you don't fail, you really don't know what your limits are. So then when you fail at something, you can then take that, write down or visualize everything that went wrong that you can change to make it better. And that's how you improve. I always say, you don't know your limits until you fail something. I'm not always going to do things that I know I can complete. If I know I can complete it, most of the time I'm just going to try to go ahead and try the next thing, the next hardest thing. That way I'm always constantly pushing myself. The other thing was the power of self-talk. Someone said they're learning the power of positivity and positive self-talk. Because if you're in a bad place, and the more you think about that negativity, the more it's going to consume you. So for myself personally, I try to find things that are around me that are beautiful. Something that I can focus on. It might be the birds chirping, or it might be the wind blowing, or it might be the sun rising, or the stars in the sky. Whatever it is, I try to focus on those things, and I try to keep a smile on my face, even when it sucks really bad, because if I let myself get into that negative headspace, it's all over. So I really need to focus on all of those other positive things. So, to me, really doing a lot of physical endurance events helps me get through life. Things like that annoying coworker we were talking about earlier. Whatever. It's not that annoying. I'm going to go home soon. I get to go home and see my beautiful children soon, or my spouse, or play with my dog or my cats. You know, it's going to be over soon. That traffic jam, I turn some music up and I use that traffic jam to listen to my music. So whatever it is, you find other ways to cope. And that's really important. So when people are feeling mentally down and struggling, you have to find other ways to cope. And you have to remember that it will be over soon. No matter what it is, no matter how bad it is, it's just a phase. It's just a phase in life. It's just a phase in this evolution of this endurance event. It's going to get better soon. So as we close, I'd like for you to think about that. What are some hard things that you go through in your life, and how can you better deal with it? What are some things that you can do to help you better deal with the life stresses? Maybe it is add in some of that physical endurance events, or it could be just breathe and meditate and relax. And whenever things get really, really tough, just remind yourself, you don't have to, you get to. Thank you so much for your time. I wish you all the best.